Good morning. So it was 8:24 a.m. I didn't actually wake up ready to conquer the day because my sleep was rudely interrupted. I woke up because my Maine Coon tabby cat named Cosmo decided it was time for me to rise. But first things first, coffee. Or more accurately, creamer with a splash of caffeine and enough ice to qualify as an Arctic expedition. Is this excessive? Probably, but for your information, no, I will definitely not be accepting any criticism, so thank you. But I'd like to begin the day strongly by putting the dishes away like a semi-functioning adult. Until I remembered as I was doing this, I didn't actually do my dishes last night. So as I scrubbed these sins of yesterday while contemplating every life choice that led me here, I also realized at the same time that I left a pot on the stove. And I actually contemplated not doing it because I was already finished with everything, but I knew that if I needed it in the future me would curse past me, and I didn't actually really want to deal with that, so I actually ended up washing it just off camera. But then I realized I needed to also mop the floor. So what did I begin with? Sweeping. I swept with one hand for the broom and the other one for filming, because you can see I'm not just cleaning, I'm multitasking under duress. Also, I actually never realized how hard filming is, especially with one hand. So if the camera is shaky or at some point the colors grading just changes, don't mention it. Anyway, but I had to mop. So I don't use Fabuloso just because I slowly realized that it might have been giving me really bad headaches, because apparently I'm sensitive to strong scents, like most people are, I think. But I think it's ironic for me specifically because I love to light candles. Am I going to stop lighting candles and buying them? No. So that's a problem for another day. So I had to put the remotes away because they were kind of strewn all over the couch. So I had to put them back in their little cubbies. And I folded my couch blankets. I rolled them as well. Slightly fluffed. My domestic level is a 6.5 out of 10. And of course, after those 30 minutes of intense productivity, I take a well-deserved social media break for my mental health and for my dopamine levels. I try to make my bed look somewhat Pinterest worthy. Does it actually end up looking like it at the end? No, but you could always tell that the effort was there. And I think that's what matters. So if you don't think that it looks Pinterest worthy at the end of it, well, that's too bad, I think. Anyway, but I actually ended up making a vision board at the beginning of the year. But every time I've tried putting it up, it always falls off the wall. Is that symbolism for something? Probably. But it's mostly just annoying because I've tried everything except glue. Because no, I'm not gluing that to my wall. But I have done duct tape, nails, and putty. And that's about it. And at this point, I didn't realize my camera battery was really low, so it died. And there's basically one clip of me putting my clothes away, so you'll just have to believe me. But here's the aftermath, so there's evidence. Hooray. Anyway, but here's my book collection. I actually have bigger ones in the like a little mini library in my living room, but this is the only one that I put near my bed just for the aesthetic purposes. I like to think of it as a chaotic blend of TikTok romances and intense classical literature because I love contradictions. So if you see a book here that you might want me to review in the future, let me know. But I actually haven't finished reading the Iliad or The Cruel Prince, so maybe something else other than those two. But then I also realized at this same moment that I needed to do the laundry. My favorite arduous task. I think it's a final boss of adulting because, laundry is a task that always starts hopeful for me because it's like, oh, this is so easy. I just click a setting, I add the soap, and let it do its thing. And the same thing goes for the dryer because I just need to put the clothes in the dryer and just leave it like that. But I didn't actually end up folding this pile of clothes. So so instead I just kind of ended the video because I have priorities and folding isn't one of them. So like, comment, subscribe, and send help. Okay, bye.